So I'm at another estate sale and I came across this car. I had no clue what it was, and it's a Rover. I think it's a 1980 Rover. These are super rare in the US. I mean super rare, like only 1,200 ever brought into the US in all the years they were made. This is pretty rough. It's been underwater. The inside has got more spiders and cobwebs than I think I've ever seen in a car. Radical though, I mean, it's like nothing you've ever seen. Radical dash that like pops up. The gauges pop up out of the dashboard. It's got these funky heater controls. It's an automatic. It's different, but check out what's under the hood. This is what is fascinating about this car. Oh, it's got a sunroof too. See if I can get this hood open. So this engine is actually a Buick V8. It's a 300 cubic inch Buick V8 from the 60s. Rover bought the rights to the Buick engines. I think they also bought the rights to the 6 back in the day. And this thing, even being a 1980, it still has this engine. I mean, I had a 65 Buick that had this engine. It's the same engine. Pretty crazy. So as weird and complex as this car is, it's got an engine that is pretty simple. This would be an interesting will it run project for sure. But it's been underwater, so I don't know. I need to check the oil and all that and get something to hold this hood up. But you know, this side is not so terrible. Rover, oh, that's clear. Rover 3500 V8. Looks like it's single exhaust. Huge rear window. Let me see if I can find something to hold this hood up. Here we go. This will do quite nicely. This will do. And I'll be able to check the oil and see if it's salvageable. I'm gonna put the phone down for a sec. Okay, so I've got the hood propped up. It's a rear opening hood. You know, this car was supposedly designed by people who had Ferraris in mind. I'm not quite seeing that, but there's the dipstick right here. Let's check this out. The oil's pretty clean. Wow, it's full and it's clean and there's no water in it. So if this was underwater, it couldn't have been for very long. It's clean inside. Getting a little excited here. Let's check the transmission. Oh boy, transmission's bad. I mean, I don't know what kind of oil this is supposed to take, but that's black. And it smells really weird. And it doesn't look nor smell like anything. Take care not to overfill or spill oil into components. Yeah, thank you for that reminder. But it doesn't say what kind of fluid it takes. Probably won't be able to tell if this thing is seized. I don't think I can get my arms in there with this hood like this to see if the engine actually spins. Yeah, I can't tell. Ow. That fan is pretty sharp. It's got the key, which is kind of nice. Battery in it, but it's probably been dead for 10 years. In fact, the key is It's actually, the key is not stuck, interestingly enough. There's a book on it. I'm gonna have to see what these things take for fluid in the transmission, because maybe that's why it got parked. That transmission was horrible. In fact, it's interesting. It's sitting here in neutral for some reason, and there's a fuel sending unit in the console. You always wonder why these things were parked. Huge sunroof in this thing. Huge. What is this? Huh, ashtray. Cool. Very European. I think the front tire's flat. Yeah, it is. These look like bias ply tires. No, it says radial, but these tires are ancient. Funky wheels. I mean, if you needed a wheel for one of these, where would you find it? Nowhere. Nowhere. The body's pretty solid. I mean, overall, it's really, other than the inside being completely grossed out, it's not terrible. Let's see what this says for a dealer emblem. It says Thoroughbred Motor Cars on it. So that was maybe an importer back in the day, or if this is, yeah, it's probably an importer, I would think. I love how it says V8 on the back in the day when people did cool things like that. So, should I buy it? I don't know. It's tempting, I can tell you that, but this fuel injection looks extremely complex. It looks like port injection. And I mean, if something's broken, you just can't get the parts. But you could probably find an intake for this and convert it to a carburetor. So that's one option. Thing has AC, or did have AC, Delco AC. No date on the battery, unfortunately. Well, actually there is. March of 2004, 2003. Yeah, March of 2003. Crazy. I gotta give this one some thought and see if it's something that I really want to take on. Sure would be cool though. I mean, can't say anyone else would have anything like it. Enjoy. Okay, I have the guts now to open the trunk, but it's washer and dryer in front, so it's going to be an adventure. I do have the key. I don't know where the trunk lock is. It's in a strategically very poor spot. It opens. All right, if something comes out and bites me, this will probably be my last video. There's nothing in here except spiders. Absolutely nothing. Look at that. When was the last time this thing was open? A long time ago. Of course it's got ants, right? It wouldn't be a rescue for me without ants. This deck lid is heavy. Must be because it's a huge piece of glass. Looks like it doesn't lock. I didn't need the key. Come a little closer. Okay. I put a bid on this yesterday and it looks like I'm going to win it. I don't know if that's good news or bad news, honestly. But it'll be fun to play with. In any case, I have to get this thing out of here at some point, not today. It's got to go up a little hill to the right. It's going to be interesting. I hope that I haven't done a dumb thing. Of course, it does not come with Rudolph here on the hood. I think that's on there to hold the hood down. we'll see. We'll see.